Oh my God. Hold on. Brian works at Hopkins
Yeah.
too. Say that again, Kim.
I said yesterday, my entire department at Hopkins had an all-day field day at Druid Hill Park, complete with potato sack races and all kinds of stuff. And we were all out there just being cheerful in the heat.
That's what
Hopefully
where
not.
do you work? Where do you work? What part?
Well, my department is, I'm in the mental health department, but it was student health and well-being.
You
like
got
the
to be
homework
crazy to
campus.
do that in this heat.
It was
That doesn't
student
seem-
health and well-being.
Student health.
Yeah, and the mental health part doesn't seem to be just.
You got it wasn't well, David.
Oh my goodness.
That's nuts.
Oh man. All right. Well, cool.
Lots of vitamin D.
Yeah, we did get vitamin D, but at what cost? We did some vitamin D jams in not quite this bad, but like 93, 95
They were
degrees.
so fun.
They are fun.
I loved doing them.
And smoke.
Oh yeah, there was that was the year. Of
Oh, there's the summer of the fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Was that
A couple years ago.
2023?
Yeah.
Yep. Remember that.
That was a
Um,
crazy
That was
summer.
those were some before I started taking classes.
Yeah.
I was just doing the one-offs, and they were just so fun. And then people would gather around, and we have a like kind of ad hoc little
Yeah.
audience sometimes.
People just strolling through. Thank you for being our person within the city, Jess, giving us the official that the code red alert is extended now until Sunday evening. All right, we've got a great crew here. We've got 11 folk. No, I can't. I counted myself twice. 10. We got 7 people online, 4 people here in person at the Highwire Center. I am both, so 10 total. And let's do a quick round of intros, and then we'll get into today's community meeting. We'll start with the people in person. I'll do my best to highlight them on Zoom, even though I'm sharing my screen. So you're going to get like a 1-inch rectangle of us. But it's Barry. Most of you know me. And then
Robin?
Kim.
and
Kim, hi.
2 Kims. We got another pair brewing. And online, who do we have today?
I'm Brian. I am on the board.
I'm Misty. I'm curtain hanger.
I'm the other Barry.
Millie.
It's a standoff.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jennifer.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for being here today. We do these community meetings like once a quarter or so. We'll present some information about what we've been up to, what we have planned for the upcoming seasons. As always, feel free to ask any questions that you might have as we go through. And that's really all I have to say as preamble. So thanks for being here. We're also recording this, and we'll put the slides in our Slack place. But if you're a note taker, take notes because that's fun. And I see somebody taking notes. So I appreciate that. We'll kick off with making sure that this works. Okay, great. We'll do a welcome. We did a welcome. Welcome, everybody. I guess we technically only did intros. So also, welcome. We'll talk about core values, overview of season 23, what's up for the rest of the year, Q&A, and hangout /chat/jam/go cool off. And if anybody can't hear me at any point, either in the room or in the chat, please speak up. Our mission is to steward a community of artists committed to growth, collaboration, joy, and justice in Baltimore and around the world through improvisational theater. And our core values are transparency, safety, community, and action. And we like to remind folks of these all the time because if you don't, then what was the point of having them? There's no reason to have values if you're not going to live them and remind people what they are. Season 23, lots of great stuff has happened. I'll kick off and talk through some of our kind of organizational statistics stuff, and then we'll talk about some of the cool things that we did. We had our 3rd full season in the Highwire Center. We had 70 shows here, which is great. I would say audiences were slightly down in spring, which is consistent with previous years. The January to March season has tended to be our highest most years. And, these are also, 12 per hour. So the per night figures are between 25 and 40 because we have 2 to 3 shows a night. So if you go back and look at old presentations from years ago, you're like, well, we used to be 25, Barry, what happened? Well, we started having more shows per night. And so the numbers per show went down a little bit. We had our highest payments out to performers ever, 6,660, which is cool. And with concessions and everything, we lost a little bit of money on shows. That's typical. It kind of stays right around break even for shows. Our goal with shows is to make it a really accessible ticket price. It's been $10 for years, still is $10. And the kind of economic engine is not based on shows. The shows get people into the community. Those people take classes. Those people do applied improv workshops, which is where you actually make money to support the organization. We've been continuing to grow on all of our social media channels, pretty consistently. Different channels will have different spikes here and there, but we've never gone backwards, which is good. I think the most exciting part, especially being in the space, is over the past 9 months or so, our email list and our Eventbrite list have really, really grown. And that's important because that's where a lot of people find out about us. Like, we consistently hear from folks. Eventbrite and our weekly emails are probably the most common place that nudges people to take a workshop or come to a show. And, email list is up almost 40% on the year. Eventbrite has almost tripled since last year, which is excellent. And we're still getting good reviews, which is cool. We have one non-5-star Google review because somebody couldn't find parking, and I was sad because we don't control the parking.
Hey, to be fair, he only gave us 3. He gave us 3 stars.
He gave us 3 stars and he never even made it to the show. We'll get him someday. So Q2 financial overview. Q2 was really good for us. We had a net income of over $14,000. It's great. Our bank accounts are full. Our cash reserves are kind of capped at the $10,000 we've been holding for a while, which is there in case of emergency, basically. But our kind of operating accounts are around $20,000, $25,000 depending on the week, which is a really healthy place to be. We feel really comfortable without that, especially having now made the transition from last year where the Project Restore grant funded our rent to the last 6 months where that was not the case. We've been doing great. So we'd like to see this continue. And as I've been telling people, I feel like we made a step up into having the space. We are comfortably living at that step up. And hopefully in another quarter or two, we can start to think about the next step up, which would be, building up enough of a net income buffer to start considering part-time or full-time positions as opposed to volunteer positions, which would be cool to do. No rush on that. We're living again at this size in this space really, really well, but always looking at what comes next. And we've got a good diverse set of revenue streams. Donations were higher this quarter than last. Classes have been really well. In particular, our advanced classes have been doing really, really well, which is exciting. We got some grants come in, and the typical expenses have really been unchanged. If we expand this to the full year, kind of the same picture. On the year, we're up about $20,000. Same kind of good mix of income sources and same kind of mix of expenses. The construction line item here is the last thing we had on the list for Project Restore and for the FIG grant, which was the sign getting installed. So all of that stuff is now closed out. All the reporting for those grants are closed out. And so we are kind of in steady state there. One thing in looking at this that we wanted to share, which was really exciting to look kind of at the lifetime figures, was we hit a couple big milestones. reaching $50,000 paid out to performers and over $200,000 paid out to improvisers overall, so including instructors and performers since we started Highwire. This is super exciting. About 80% of our money from shows and classes end up going back to improvisers, which is really, really great. And it fits, the vision we put in grants, but also really believe in, which is that improv can be the most financially accessible art form to do, but also financially sustaining for improvisers and instructors. There's a kind of pernicious myth that you can't make money doing improv. Like improvisers will joke and say that they don't do this for the money, which is sometimes true, but self-serving and kind of self-fulfilling. And so we're really trying to take further steps to make this possible. We know that the stipends we pay to teams who perform here isn't a salary, but it is a step in the right direction. And we hope this can be an example for other arts organizations as well as other improv organizations across the country that this is possible. And kind of looking at the financial stuff from before, we've been trying to grow all of our programs in such a way that we're not just putting all that extra money into a managing director, but as much of it as possible is going back into the people who make this place exist, which are the performers and the teachers and the audience members, but they're the ones paying us. So it would be weird if we paid the audience to come here. There's some bias that we'd introduce. So we've been paying improvisers, but at the same time, over 35% of our class enrollments have been by full scholarship. And so kind of balancing those two things is something we're really proud of. And a big reason why you'll see some of the other things later on around grants and applied improv, why we spend so much time focusing on those things so that this can be true. There's our beautiful sign. It lights up, despite some back and forth on making that happen. The sign is delightful, and it is here. It's great. And that's the last thing we had to do for the building, so that's great. The HVAC still works. Kind of moving into some of the activities we had throughout the last season. We had fundraisers, we had some special guest instructors. We had Mary C. Parker, Alana Fishbein, and Kevin McDonald come visit and do workshops, do shows. We've had a bunch of really, really great special programming, including Celebrating Neighbors with Lucy from Baudi, who's one of the Project Restore grant recipients as well. We had Pride programming, Juneteenth programming, Oregon Trail, a lot of really, really fun stuff. And we've been really excited to see people bring their teams here and do shows here, but also start to explore what else improv can be and do kind of more advanced or ambitious programming here. It's always exciting. You can't see in the picture, but Oregon Trail had a whole general store out in the front lobby. There was a wagon. There was hunting through Nerf circle darts. There was a lot to it, and we're really excited when people can use the space to its fullest extent. Let's see if I can, thank you whoever did that, because I was not going to get there with my cursor. Now let's see if I can make the next slide work. Another big step that happened over the last 3 months was we made a big step forward with volunteer training. Since moving into the space, we've done a little bit of ad hoc training of folks on hosting, front of house, and tech. And we've been kind of consistently getting a few people here and there, thanks to a lot of help from people. I have now over 30 trained volunteers, which is great. Makes this a lot more self-sustaining and means individual volunteers don't have to do it all the time because there's so many people who can rotate through. So thank you everyone who has helped out with that. And we have also opened up more volunteer opportunities on the clicky-clack typing front for people who like to do that. We launched 4 committees. They all had their first meetings in June and will be meeting again in July. And they're already doing stuff, which is super exciting. I would expect for the next community meeting, we'll have those committees kind of present what they're up to and their work alongside the board. If you're interested in any of those, whether it's volunteers for shows or committees, reach out. You can. We also have some upcoming space projects for that are kind of unusual volunteer opportunities. Misty, who introduced themselves as the curtain hanger, did the first one of these with great patience for me. I provided the tall, and Misty provided all of the knowledge, and the curtain brought us back up, which is great. But beyond that, we had a really generous donation from a member of the community to fund some additional space projects that will include some permanent window treatments in the back, some with like blinds that are mechanical, doing cleaning and sealing of the brick walls in the space, which if you've been here for 30 seconds, know that they create the most dust in the world. If you've been on stage and thought you broke our brick wall, you did not. It does that to everybody. There's a pile of brick dust that happens after every show because these are 100 years old. And that is a problem we can solve. We're also going to look at adding some sound baffling tiles in the hallway. I'm pointing to the hallway for those who are not here. Installing a keypad lock, installing our projector and screen in the lounge, and probably a couple other things. So if you are someone with mechanical or construction skills, I probably reached out to you, but if not, please feel free to raise your hand and help us with those. I'm excited to get those going. All right, plans for second half. Anything from anybody else on the board that I missed for what was great about the last 3 months?
Sorry, I just want to, this is Brian, to pop on about you showed the slide with the shows and all that stuff. Another thing that we did was we had our first pizza party improv show, which was the brainchild of Steve Piloff, who's an improviser down in DC, performs with Human Magnet and Heist Baby. And we had a 2-hour show in the afternoon with 5 teams, including teams from Delaware and Lancaster and DC, because Steve's team was involved. And it was a free show, and we encouraged all the teams to hang out, and they did. The room was full. We had so many people, we had to move the pizza out of the showroom and into the lobby. But it was just a really great day. It's not on the schedule yet for season 24, but it's going to be. It's just a matter of finding a Saturday when we don't have classes, and that will work. But Steve's original plan was to make this for teams that maybe are new or don't get a lot of shows. And that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to find a day and then put it out. Like if you have a team that you have, you maybe think you're not ready to perform, but maybe we'll just give you 15 minutes. It won't be a full set or whatever. So we're going to try and do that. It's kind of a developmental thing partially, but also for folks who want to do a fun Saturday afternoon show. And just, that and Oregon Trail, which is Robin Stegman's brainchild, people bringing these ideas of different ways to do things are just so helpful to provide a mix to the typical, let's just put a couple improv teams on stage, part of this guy.
Yeah, great call out. And if you look ahead to the schedule, you will see some other special shows in that vein coming soon. Great call out, agreed. Some stuff coming up. Thank you to Jess, who has been the networking queen for all of our fundraisers. We've got, it's a big one, it's Gertrude's. I say it's a big one because Gertrude's is expensive, and they are giving us a cut of the wholesales for the night, not just people who say they're with Highwire. And so very excited to have this one. If you would like to come join some of us, I know a few of us will be there on Wednesday, sometime between 4:30 and 8. But very excited about that. The other ones we've done so far have been awesome, and Jess has a long Rolodex of potential fundraiser locations. So keep an eye out for those. Jess, anything else to add there other than you're great?
Oh, well, thank you. It's a team effort. The only thing I would suggest is like if people are going to make a reservation, it's not required, but I highly suggest it because it's not a big place. So if you're going, I highly suggest it, and it's on their website. So
Nice, good call. One of the things we've been really excited about, didn't put this kind of the version of the slide up for last season, but there were a lot of also great events then. We're continuing to use the extra space that we have and time that we have in the space for community scheduled events. These are usually free events, but some of them are workshops and have payment too. But the kind of, most of the ones that are here are free. We've got musical improv meetups through the folks at Baltimore Musical Improv. We've got a special craft and improv show here on Sunday the 19th, which is actually a partner who reached out to us. We've got indie improv mixers. We've got a D&D session. We've got, instead of crappy crafts and coffee, we have crappy crafts and non-alcoholic cocktails this time, as there was feedback that it was too late for coffee. It was 12 to 4, and it's 12 to 4 again. We're going to have a laughter yoga workshop, producers roundtable, and there's probably more things that have not yet been finalized on the calendar. So this is really exciting for us. This is a space that we want people to not just feel like is only for improv. We want people to do other stuff here and find ways to connect with the community. And the ideas for those often exclusively come from members of the community, which is great. We also have some work that we're working on for more performer resources. If you're a team liaison, you've probably gotten an unreasonable number of emails from me from time to time about new things that we're trying here. But we're going to try and consolidate those for teams and for performers throughout this season and next, trying to really hone in on our marketing assets, do some work to improve our tech capabilities. We have a few more lights we might want to install throughout the rest of the year, and add some new lighting packages to our Q Lab, where we've been trying to really be timely with posting of our shows to YouTube, and also working on getting clips of those available for teams. One of the things that we can do that we haven't done enough of, but some people have taken us up on, is coming into the space during kind of normal business hours to do shoots for sketches or for social media or things like that. It's a really beautiful space, obviously, with the black box in the back, and it's not heavily used during business hours, other than when we have space rentals or when we have corporate workshops. Continuing to work on more performance opportunities. We expect to continue extra credit, repertory, all of our Thursday club opportunities for performance and practice. Trying to work on coaching and festival information, and we want to hear from you all too. What other resources would be pertinent for both individual performers as well as teams to make performing here or beyond here as easy as possible. We have some more guest instructors. We've been trying to do roughly one per month, and scheduling sometimes allows that. Brian, you want to talk through these?
Yeah, once a month was the goal, and of course, the universe has other ideas about that. So yeah, we have been very fortunate. Better said, we've had Tanya Morgan and Keen Cobb in February. We had January's instructor is now July's because of weather, and March's is probably next year because of an illness. And but we had Alana Fishbein and Mary C. Parker in April, and then Kevin McDonald in June. And in July, Daniel was coming for his clowning, as you can see. Excuse me. August, we will not have anyone, because we were going to have Bianca Casasola and Billy Socco that month, and then Billy had something come up, and we had to move it to September, because if you're not familiar with them, they're both out of New York. They are both very busy as traveling teachers. They teach, they do camps, they do festivals, they do lots of guest stuff. So they were high on my priority list, and they will be able to be here during Hispanic Heritage Month. And we're reaching out to Issa to see if they can perform with Baltimore Bodega, and just really happy to have them here. October and November are being planned. October is a group out of LA that will bring multiple people. We're still working on the details. It will probably involve a show at Creative Alliance, with potentially some names recognizable outside the improv space. We have to get the details done before the the production company knows who they're coming, and we may have someone returning in November, which can't commit yet, so I don't want to say on something that's going to be recorded and put on YouTube. I've probably told most of you in person, and will tell you at any other time. But yeah, these are great, and I highly recommend folks to take us up on these. You learn so much more by learning from different people. These are folks, like I said, Billy, Bianca teach all over. Daniel has toured Europe with his clowning. So many great people and so many great opportunities to expand what you know and how you can apply it to your improv. And they are, to go back to some of the stuff Barry was talking about at the beginning, we're really starting to see how much they appreciate what we're doing. Talking to Bianca and Billy, I was like, you guys will, in addition to your instructor payment, you'll get $90 for your show. These are folks who do this professionally, and they were blown away we were going to give them money for their show. Told them about the scholarships, so we'll pay them. They get paid. We eat that cost when a guest instructor comes. We still pay them as if that person is a paid performer. They were just blown away by the amount of scholarships we give away. So we are doing great things, and people want to come here. Kevin McDonald reached out to us. So we are definitely starting to garner attention, and I really encourage folks, if they can, to take up these opportunities, because they are really good ones.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. That's all we have for the presentation. Open it up for any questions, comments people have, both online or in person. And thanks for being here.
I have a question.
Awesome.
The committees, one was called Applied Improv and the other was called Education.
Yes.
2 of the 4. I was just wondering, of those two, what do they do exactly? What are they working on?
Great question. So education is focused on the improv classes for students here at Highwire.
Yeah, okay.
So they're doing things like curriculum, but also like the student experience. They'll cover things like looking at our code of conduct, looking at how we reach students, those sorts of things. Applied Improv is for curriculum and sales and outreach for our corporate training programs. So that's how we've marketed Applied Improv in the past. A lot of places will have it like, improv, Second City at work, or they'll have different branding for it. We've been saying Applied Improv. And so that committee focuses on that side of the business.
And right now, at least, since they've just started, how many people are on each of those?
Everyone except development has like 12 or 13. Development is a little smaller, it's like 6 or 7. Yeah. And we don't expect, and part of that is like, we have monthly meetings, but a lot of the work is done kind of asynchronously offline over email. We don't expect people can make every meeting, so having that size is useful. Yeah. And there's no limit. Like if we have 40 people who want to work on something, we'll find a way to accept the help.
Development, is that basically fundraising?
Development is fundraising broadly, so it's going to cover grants, it's going to cover donations, and it, in theory, could cover just like general partnership outreach, but for now, it's focused on grants and donations. And programming is focused on, the shows and guests that we have here. Yeah. Other questions? We hit our quota of 1 question, so I'm very happy.
And actually, I was gonna ask that question, but she beat me to it, so.
That's great.
Yeah, so it was a good question.
Nice. Cool. I see Jennifer's off mute.
Yeah, so I did express at the last meeting that I would like to get more involved to plan the upcoming Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah.
If there's anybody, Ryan just mentioned that Issa's working on that. So if I need to reach out to Issa, just let me know who I need to reach out to get more.
Jennifer, I will reach out to you. I haven't had a chance to. Issa is not planning anything. Bodega was just already scheduled within that month. And it just was fortuitous that that's the weekend Billy and Bianca can come. It was just happenstance that Bodega was available that weekend, and then when Billy and Bianca picked the one weekend in September they could come, it was that weekend. But that is on my schedule this weekend to go through the notes from the committee, the programming committee meeting where that was one of the things, and also extra credit and all that. So I'll be reaching out to folks about that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Who does the schedule here?
Uh,
How brilliant are they?
did Brian pay you to say that?
Does he do it?
Brian.
No, I just think it's amazing.
Brian
It
does,
just must
yes.
be-
I am so mad I don't have a camera active right now. I wouldn't say it's brilliance. I would say it's madness. But yeah, the schedule is a unique animal. It is. It's 67 teams shows this month, and just emailing with someone, or this coming season. And was just emailing with folks in Frederick who want to come down, because we always have folks who are like, wait, what? You accept submissions, even though we've been doing it for 6 years. But no, we're really fortunate to have so many people to choose from, to have a system that seems to work, and also performers and liaisons who are super flexible when we have things, because we had just, for example, we had originally booked Billy and Bianca for the middle of August, and I built in time for that schedule that they would perform when they were here in the middle of August. Now they'd moved to September because Billy had something personal come up, and he denies that it's the original weekend was my birthday weekend. He denies that's why he's not coming, but we'll see. But anyway, so we had to move them to September, and I will have to do a little jiggering around that weekend to make sure they get an hour to do their show. Because right now there isn't a empty hour except 9 o'clock on Friday. And if they're traveling on Friday and then do Playing with Bodega, I don't want to ask them to then do an hour-long duo show at 9 o'clock. That's not fair for them. So yeah, it is a bunch of spreadsheets and formulas, and we haven't had loud complaints yet. So we do the best we can.
Well, I'll just say from my perspective of like, when our show's going to be, can we practice at Highwire this night or not? It has just seemed very orderly and very clear.
Nice.
I will say, the practice scheduling, Barry handles a lot of that, people coming in, asking for things, and we have been really working hard to refine our processes so we don't have overlap. We don't have 3 things happening when we can only have maybe 2. So if you're ever in that situation, just let us know what you need. We will try, but obviously classes and shows are the biggest priority. But now that the curtain's back up, I think 2 things happening at the same time is more than
for sure
possible. Yeah.
Nice.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Kim. I'm new here. I wanted to see if Highwire has already developed any partnerships with regional schools.
I wouldn't say partnerships. We've worked with schools, but it's been like one-off, workshops for individual schools, but not anything broader than that. It's definitely something we would be interested in doing.
Okay.
Doing outreach to both college level and the K through 12 level, for sure.
Okay, cool. I'm interested because I teach communication at CCBC in Essex.
Oh yeah.
And I've also closely worked with our acting students and theater programs. So I'm interested in doing a public speaking type class with only actors, like one class with just actors, and bringing them into the city. I live in the city, so it's kind of self-serving. I live not far from here, but to have, like, they'll do speeches on campus, but to have them come in to like run workshops here. So that's kind of a vision I have for next year.
That's awesome.
And it'd be what CCBC calls this learning communities.
Okay.
And so, like, I want to do a learning community of only actors. So, a little background, I worked at an acting studio in Los Angeles and took improv classes there and took improv classes at Upright Citizens Brigade. So I'm just interested in like taking our community college students
Yeah.
who are actors and having them learn some improv in the course of also learning
Absolutely.
communication skills.
That's a great idea.
So this would be for next
Yeah.
2027
Sure.
at some point.
We
So-
love planning ahead. That's great. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, we'd love to do something like that.
And I could just tag on that. These things are great because Barry, this is part of the reason why the committees are so important, because the committees can do things at scale a little easier. They have been one also, we've got lots of great contacts, mostly in like middle schools, I think we've done, and we have a few college connections, but yeah, being able to bring these opportunities and then have a committee work around them will be great, because then it's just going to be so much more effective.
Okay, and I brought business cards, so.
Oh, great.
I'm
Oh,
legit.
we'll trade. Yeah. We believed you even before the business
Yeah.
card. That's great. Awesome.
So I have a question
Yeah.
too. And I'm not sure which,
Don't worry
Which
about it.
bucket it would go in.
We'll help you bucket it.
in any case, a couple months ago, a lovely friend that I know through the improv community had her birthday party here.
It's true.
And it was such fun. I mean, we just visited for a while and hung out with each other, and then we did some improv games. It was such a lovely, lovely afternoon.
It was.
So if somebody were gonna book this space, man, that would be, because then it's easy, you can invite, there were some people I think that had never done improv before, that were there, and it gave them an opportunity to explore something new, but it
Yeah.
was, and it's a beautiful space, but it also was nice to be able to, to gather around and do something that we love together.
Yeah.
And for her to then to share it with other friends who are important to her.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you reminded me of that, because in a previous version of this presentation, I did have a slide for space rentals, but I realized I didn't have anything to say other than you can rent the space, so I took it out.
Well, see, that's a good opportunity.
It is,
for,
yeah.
as,
And we've
I
had
could see somebody getting married here, it'd have to be a small wedding.
Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah, but you could rent a
If
reception here.
I was not recording, I would say more. I will tell you, we have something pretty close coming.
Okay.
But we are available for rental. We're on Peerspace, if people are familiar with that. It's like a third part, it's like a booking site for
Is it, how do you spell peer?
PEER,
Okay.
a space for peers. I guess that didn't help. It could have been a space for PIERs too. It's a booking site that you can go. And so we've had multiple birthday parties, rent the space out. We've also had connections through the Southeast CDC, who ran Project Restore, runs Highland Town Main Street. They've booked a couple of events here with the main streets of Baltimore and stuff like that. But we've done really like no marketing of this opportunity. It's just been word of mouth. That's a big thing that I want to look at. And you'll notice we don't have a separate marketing committee at this time. It's something we've talked about, and if there's interest in it, we might form one. We've been having each committee think about the marketing elements that are kind of individual to them, because they are very different. Like how we market to donors is not the same as we do for like corporate workshops. But we need somewhere to put, this idea like, oh, you can book our space. It's like not even on our website right now. So we need to get that information out there, because it is a great space to rent. And there's a lot of time during the week that is not being used that we would like to fill. So
Yeah,
good call.
I was thinking, I do workshops.
Yeah,
Within my area of expertise.
Right.
Which is interior design and feng shui
Yeah.
and green building. And, and I need to do them somewhere.
right. Exactly. We would have no restriction on what people could book here, other than we don't have a liquor license. That's the thing you can't do here. And we have a nominal limit to capacity, but there's a lot of things that would fit here. So
Yeah.
it's a good call.
And if also if it fits kind of with the mission, I would say.
Yeah, there are certainly some groups we would reject.
Right.
Oh, we happened to be very full that day, full to the brim.
I'll tell you another story after we stop recording. Awesome, great stuff. Anything else from folks? Some folks online have left, but that's okay. They will get the full recording. I don't want to cut anybody off. Cool.
Cool.
Great
Cool.
stuff, everyone. Stay cool if you can. And
Congrats to the folks who braved the heat.
indeed, yes.
sure.
I'm going to stop recording, stop sharing, and then I will see some of you soon.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.